biggest is negotiating and people skills. I mean, realistically, the majority of your job is talking to people on a day-to-day basis. A lot of people think it's easy. They think, you go take the class, it's a week long, you get your license, and all of a sudden money falls out of the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
And welcome to the Tiberius Show today. And I'm your host, Tiberius Boy. And as always, looking at various jobs and how they affect the world around us. Today's is going to be very interesting, and we're going to talk to a luxury sales real estate agent and team leader. Do you have any idea of what a real estate guru does? Well, let's find out. Let me introduce our next guest, the one, the only, the amazing Emily Armstrong.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. So, you are the team leader of Armstrong Family Group, or AFG. Well, can you tell us just exactly what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So what my role is as a team leader is not only do I help buyers and sellers buy and sell property, but I also help teach agents how to sell real estate. So coaching, training, mentoring of the different agents that are on my team.
Well, did you always want to be a real estate agent?
Not always, but when I was in high school, my dad owned a real estate office, and that's what got me interested in it.
So, what skills are needed to be a successful real estate agent?
Oh, there are so many, and you constantly need to practice them. The biggest is negotiating and people skills. I mean, realistically, the majority of your job is talking to people on a day-to-day basis. So being able to have great conversations and also have the confidence when you're dealing with people because you are helping them with a huge investment, and they need to have faith that you know what you're doing.
So, can you explain to us exactly like what a day-to-day is like?
Sure. I wish I could say every day is the same, but every single day is completely different. Some days I get to spend in the office where I am dealing with my agents and helping the team, whether it's with training or coaching. Some days I'm out in the field and I could be in Leesburg one moment, an hour away in Haines City the next, over in DeLand. I mean, it really depends on where the clients are and what the need is.
So, what is like the best part about being a real estate agent?
The best part to me is being able to help somebody with the biggest investment of their life. So it's usually the American dream. And so being a part of that and helping somebody purchase their home, whether it's their first or second or an investment, just really is an awesome experience.
Well, in your opinion, do you think agents need to take courses in college to be successful in the industry?
I do not. It's one of the few careers that you don't need a college degree to be in real estate. I did go to college, but my degree is not in real estate. I'm an accounting major, but you only have to take a course in order to be certified in real estate. However, any college course is going to help build a skill set for you that helps make you a better agent.
So, what's the hardest part about being a real estate agent?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I have to deal with different people's emotions every day. And sometimes it could be the husband and the wife are not getting along because it's a very emotional time and stressful experience when buying a home or selling a home. So there's days I'm a therapist. Sometimes I'm a psychologist. Sometimes, I'm your best friend. So it just really, the emotions is very difficult.
So, what is like one thing you think kids should know about being in the industry?
It's a really rewarding career. Again, I've done this for 20 years since I was 18 years old. However, as a kid going into maybe your first career, you have to know that it's a 1099 job. So you don't have a boss, you don't have a schedule. Like, you are your own boss and you make your own schedule. And I think that can be very hard if you're not disciplined. So making sure that you're a disciplined individual is crucial.
Now, here seems like a good time to take a quick commercial break. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
So you want to make an ad for your company, right?
Yeah, Tiberius, you want to help me?
Okay, so what's the name of the company?
PPWND.
PP what?
Professional Pressure Washing and Detailing.
So you like clean driveways?
Yeah, like that. We pressure wash commercial buildings and semi-truck and trailers.
So how would someone get a hold of you?
They can visit my site at ppwnd.com or call me at 407-900-7793.
So I just tell them to call you at 407-900-7793 or visit ppwnd.com?
Yeah, Tiberius, you got it.
Cut. That's a wrap. Just use that.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And we're back here talking with Emily Armstrong, a luxury real estate agent and leader of AFG. Now, Emily, what is like one of the most memorable accomplishments you recall while being a real estate agent?
That is a great question. Back in the recession, I was the #2 high-rise agent in the state of Nevada and also on the #1 short sale team, which was really awesome because during that time, a lot of people were facing hardship and we were able to help so many families get out of those situations.
So, what do you consider more tough, like buyers or sellers?
Ooh, definitely. I would say sellers are a little more difficult, mainly being you're really dealing with the money they're going to make on a transaction. So, or like they might lose some money on a transaction. So having to navigate those conversations and let them know that you're doing the best that is out there to get them the top dollar is really crucial.
So, what is the most fun aspect of being a real estate agent or about being a team leader?
Ooh, so being a real estate agent, I get to have so much fun because essentially everybody becomes my friend. So I throw parties, I have events, I get to spend quality time with people, and you really get to know people on a really deep level. And being a team leader, I get to pour into others and watch them grow. It's really cool to see somebody go from nothing to accomplished and hitting their goals and dreams. And the fact that I was a part of that is huge.
So, what is the most misunderstood part about real estate?
A lot of people think it's easy. They think, you go take the class, it's a week long, you get your license, and all of a sudden money falls out of the sky. Where that's not the case. I mean, you have to hunt your clients. You got to really find people to do business with. So, yeah, it's not an easy job, but I also wouldn't. It's not brain surgery. Like people's lives aren't in our hands, but it certainly has its stressful moments.
So, have you ever had to turn a client away because they were too difficult or unrealistic?
Yes, absolutely. I've had that happen on a few occasions. I am a firm believer that you have to be able to choose who you work with. And so I have had people that were just either really rude or nasty or just unrealistic. And unfortunately, I have too many great people to work with that I'm not going to take that stress on when dealing with a person like that.
So, how do you or your team secure real estate leads, or is it just by like referrals?
So most of our business has been based on referrals. It's whether it's from agents from different states and different cities or from our sphere. A lot of people that we meet, they know somebody that's looking to buy or sell. And so once we do a good job for one person, they will tell other people about it as well. So that's been the majority. And then in addition to that, we do open houses, which is a great opportunity to meet new people. And we cold call. We'll call through neighborhoods and see how we can help people.
So what state do you think is more favorable to the industry and why?
Ooh, which state? We're definitely in one of the better ones. We've watched a lot of recession happening over the country, and we're lucky in Florida because it's a place where people are moving constantly. So we haven't seen the decrease in prices like most other states have.
So what is like the craziest thing that's happened while you were showing your property?
Oh man.
The house falling?
I've had some doozies. I'll say like a funny one is one time I showed a house that was completely vacant and all of a sudden I kept hearing this screaming noise and I really didn't know what it was and I was a little freaked out by it. And I walked in the other room and there was a skeleton doll in a bird cage hanging and it was just on repeat with the screaming noise. And so for a minute I thought there was somebody in there, but it wasn't. It was just a Halloween toy.
So, who can you say was the person that helped drive your passion the most?
Probably my dad. I mean, watching him do it and being able to see how he became successful helped get me there.
So, can you share some advice for someone wanting to become a real estate agent?
Absolutely. Consistency is key and being disciplined. One thing that people don't do and we don't realize is in any other job, or let's take sports, for instance, you have a coach and you practice. You don't just go throw a football and become an NFL star. You have to practice on a day-to-day basis to get better at your skill. So if you're looking to get into real estate, just know that a whole portion of your job is practicing those skills to be better at it when you're in person with a client.
Yeah. So, what is the best advice you've ever received, and who gave you that advice?
Oh man, that's a great question. Best advice I ever received. Probably one of my real estate coaches, and that is just, you have to be consistent. We have a tendency to want the shiny new things, and we have a tendency to want to find the quick answer, and the reality is consistency can be boring, and our job can be boring, and you have to do the boring to get to the end result.
Yeah. So, what message do you give your agents in order to motivate them?
That you can't give up, and you really have to dig deep down and figure out what your why is that motivates you.
I thought it was just for the money.
Nah, we wish. No. Actually, tell them if they think it's for the money, they can't be on my team.
Ooh. Well, on that note, let's take a quick break to pay some bills.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
And we're back with Emily Armstrong, a top-notch real estate agent and team leader of AFG at Keller Williams. So, what was that one thing that happened in your career that you did not expect?
Oh, well, for a couple different times, actually, the same thing happened. I was partnered with other agents in the industry building teams together, and the partnership dissolved. So, you have to pivot and start over. So, what's really cool, though, is I think I didn't expect it, and it's what's made me the best that I've been.
So your bio says that you and your team are in the top 1% of agents in the U.S. That's really cool. I mean, what did you implement in order to reach such high levels that from other real estate agents can benefit from?
A couple years ago, I partnered with a company called Place, and what they do is they're a property technology company, so they actually own a lot of tech that most agents don't have access to. And so by doing that, it's really given us a leg above the competition to be able to offer services to our clients that nobody else has.
So what have you learned about yourself that you wish that you knew earlier?
Oh man, I would say have confidence and faith in yourself. For the longest time, I worked for other people and didn't feel like I was good enough to be the leader that I am today. And it took me a lot longer than it should have to be willing to say that I am the best and that I can do it. And I don't need somebody else to hold me up to do it. I can do it on my own. And I think it's hard sometimes to really see your own value.
So I also read that you were your own TV host of Selling Orlando on American Dream TV. Well, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun. We used to, so what we would do is for a year long, and we would go to different areas and get to film a whole video about that area and why somebody would want to live there or buy there or lifestyle there, eat, drink, whatever it is, entertain. So that was just a really cool experience to get to, tour the city and showcase it to people across America.
So what made you decide to start your own TV show?
There was just opportunities with the company in our area, and they didn't have anybody yet. So I signed up and said yes and raised my hand, and it was great. I just had a lot of fun with it.
So, did your show bring you more real estate leads and make you more popular in the real estate community?
Yeah, I would say it was more the popularity thing. Like, they'd be like, oh, that's the girl on the TV show. So that was fun. And I'm sure by doing that, it brought more awareness to who I was to get additional real estate sales.
So, if you could go back in time and give your 15-year-old self advice, what would it be?
It's okay to mess up, and failure is it's a normal thing, and it's how we grow and get better. And also, like, be 15. You don't have to be 15 going on 30, like, enjoy the moment, enjoy the age, like, be a kid, have fun. I felt like during that time I was working 2 jobs, I was playing sports, I didn't get to be a kid. So I would say, going back to it, like, embrace the moment and enjoy the time. You kind of want to be 18 and paying your own bills and doing stuff until you get the bills and you go, what the heck, take me back. I want to go back to have my parents paying stuff. So enjoy the moment.
Well, if you could give one piece of advice to all the kids listening, what would it be?
Probably that. Like, enjoy every day. You don't have to rush to grow up. You don't have to be in a hurry to get to that next step constantly. And as you get older, it goes faster. So all of a sudden you're 15, 20, and the next thing you know, you're 40. So enjoy every moment and live in the moment now. And especially now with the cell phones and things like that, we have a tendency to be distracted and things like that instead of being in the moment with the people that are around us. So I would definitely say make sure to be a part of that.
So on your off time, what are your favorite things to do?
Ooh, well, I do enjoy eating at delicious places, but Mario Kart is kind of one of my fun fan favorites. We've been really getting into that lately, which is kind of fun.
Ooh. So where do you see your team in real estate career in the next 5 years or so?
Well, I have a goal of my team netting $1 million in the next 5 years. So what that would mean is I would have to have 25 people, and we'd have to be doing a couple hundred sales a year. And I totally know that it's possible. So that's my goal.
Well, what was the biggest mistake that you've ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
I would say relationships. I've had, and not romantic ones, but I think one of the biggest things, and there's a lot of authors that talk about it, is you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And sometimes, especially the younger you are, you don't realize that. And so you can find yourself getting in with the wrong crowd or not being around people that lift you up or help you grow. And I was set back. I mean, I could be where I wanted to be in the 5 years from now. I could have already been there had I focused on that.
Okay. Now, can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show. But that one story, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
The one story I'm not supposed to tell you about. Oh, man. Okay, this one it's kind of a funny one, too, along with the real estate stuff. I was showing a property one time, and I walked in, and their seller had been missing. Like, I hadn't been able to reach him for weeks. And so I walked in and I opened the door, and the smell that came out of this condo was horrific. And I, honest to God, thought I was walking in and there was going to be a dead body in the unit. So I'm maybe 24, so I'm still kind of young, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, what do I go in? Do I check to see if there's a dead body there? Do I just call the police?
I mean, I would check.
Well, and I'm like, is that what a dead body smells like? I don't know. So,
and if it is, okay, well, this is a crime scene.
I went in because I'm curious and I have to know. And so I walked into the unit and I kind of peeked through and walked through out, and I was like, oh, there got to be in the bathtub. And I went in, nope, nobody was in there. And I couldn't figure out. And what they said was, because it was a condo building and nobody had used the unit in so long, sewer gas fills up in the pipes and it starts to leak out. So nobody was dead. Still don't know what happened to the guy. He was still missing, but not dead in the unit. I didn't see a dead body that day.
So is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you and what you do?
So I have another company, and that's probably a little more fun. We have a photo booth company. So when you guys go to your dances or to any of your parties and you see those little booths that you take the funny photos in, that's been a real passion of mine lately, and it's been really fun to get to see people interact with it.
Well, do you have a Facebook or a website for my listeners who want to follow you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on all social media. It's EmSells Florida, so EMSELLS Florida spelt out. And then my website is www.afgflorida.com.
So, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
What do I like to do for fun?
Well, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, we live in Orlando, so I love to theme park it up. I love to go to SeaWorld. I love to go to Universal. I love to go to Disney, but also we're in one of like the major dining capitals of the world, so we
Can't
have
forget
incredible
Universal.
food. Epic's coming. I don't know if you saw, there's a freaking dragon that flies
Yeah.
above it. I'm so excited for that.
I'm
but
excited.
I like to have fun. That's why I do what I do. I got to work hard to play harder.
Well, thank you, Emily Armstrong, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Sure thing.
Sweet.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call your computer solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad, my computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling your computer solutions at 407-826-0810.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you, Emily, for helping me with Math Corners. And this week, we're doing some multi-step word problems. My dad is always going to find new problems for me to solve. And today, we're going to talk about real estate.
Nice. My specialty.
So, Mr. Thompson is a realtor who sells houses for a percentage. He earns a commission of 3% on each house that he sells. This month, he sold 3 houses. House A was worth $200,000, House B was worth $350,000, and House C was $450,000. Must be a mansion or something. But how much commission did Mr. Thompson earn this month in total?
Well, I would say that would be $30,000.
Well, let's go ahead and explain it. I'll go ahead and explain it for you. But, well, first is a real world problem because, well, everyone needs to have a way to figure out, like, what they can earn each month, especially if they're on a commission. But you have to find out the commission for each house. So House A is $200,000 times it by 0.03, $6,000. It's not bad at all. You get the House B, which is $350,000 times 0.03, you get $10,500. It's better. And then finally you get to House C, which is $450,000 times 0.03, and you get $13,500, which is a lot better. But wait, we're not done yet. You have to add the commissions together. So $10,500 plus $13,500 plus is $24,000, and you add the $6,000 from the first house, you get $30,000 all in 1 month. Must be nice to be a realtor.
It is. I love it.
Now, how in the world did you do all that math that quick?
I really love math.
So, Emily, do you have to do this crazy word problems like this when you were in school?
Yes, all the time. But we didn't have, we were told you were never going to have a situation where you would have a calculator at your fingertips always.
You always have your phone on you, don't you?
Now, yeah. So I had to learn how to do it all really quickly in my head.
Yeah, I'm in 8th grade doing geometry right now. It's tough. But my teacher said that I would use math every day. Well, how do you use math with your work? Other than money.
Oh, other than money. Same thing. So when I write an offer, I have to calculate out the percentages and figure out how much is the down payment on a property. What's 1% of the purchase price for somebody to put their earnest deposit down. You have to use math when you're calculating the time frames. So the amount of days for the inspection period or the financing contingency or the closing or anything like that. We use math on a daily basis.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Emily, for your help with Math Corners.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and ability. This week, we're going to talk about nobility. For me, I think nobility is remembering we are God's special possessions and acting in a noble way, showing courage and honor. The qualities of nobility are goodness, virtue, honor, generosity, and selflessness. Well, a few days ago, a friend of the family had an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. on a special speaking event. She had always wanted to visit, and this was a perfect opportunity. However, she promised her dad months ago to take care of his dog so he can go on a vacation to Mount Rushmore. The boarding bill for the dogs would have been way too expensive for 2 weeks. After much thought, she kept her word to her father and did not go to Washington, D.C. The way I see it, she honored her dad and was selfless and chose his happiness over her own. She also did not tell him that in order for him not to feel bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Emily, out of all of the heart of lion virtues, which is the one that you see the most?
Integrity.
Why?
You have to have integrity to be in this business, and I think a lot of times people don't. We talked about it earlier, but if you put the money first, you're not doing what's best for the client. And so there are situations where you have to have integrity and stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah. So, we should always try to be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Emily Armstrong for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about your work with real estate.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun. It was awesome getting to know you too and being on the show with you. Again, if anybody needs my information, you can find me on social media. My handle on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram is emsellsflorida, spelt out.com. Or no, not .com, sorry, but it's emsellsflorida. That's how you find me.
Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And I would like to thank WWPR 1490 AM, K9298, Soul Radio 24/7, EasyWay TV, and all of the other stations that air my show. Now, please be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that bell. So, Emily, are you subscribed yet?
Duh.
Good. Good. I like that answer. Oh, and be sure to leave me a comment if you want to work as a realtor. I answer all the comments myself. Also, be sure to watch next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.